Take a deep breath. They save lives, not just yours, others as well. But mainly, you want to save yours. Why? Because your purpose is so much greater than anybody could ever say about you. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Oh, I can tell. Motherfuckers are trying to drive me crazy. She drive me crazy. Ooh, ooh, like no one else. Ooh, ooh, she drive me crazy, and I just can't help myself. I don't know where that came from. That's great. So, let's look at Hermit, the Page of Swords message. Oh, Jesus. The Eight of Wands. Self-imprisonment. And Five of Swords. I see this differently right now. Okay. I see. So, okay, let me get these together just a little bit so I can, we're going to look at the astrological charts. I did in parts, I don't know if those are going to get flagged. Hopefully, you know who the message was meant for. They got to see, they got to hear it. If not, it is what it is. It's how we kind of roll with the punches around here. But I did hear TikTok does not monetize for music. So that can definitely be a plus. So in some time, some way, somehow, I'll love again, love again. We could possibly start doing TikTok and doing YouTube. We would have to do it at the same time because I think that would be best, especially for my timing. Hello there. How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? Good to see you. Thank you for tapping in. We're going to check out the ash. I'm going to leave that one up. I'm going to close this one because after we get to 500, then we're going to do whoever does the research on Cygnus and the shape of the earth and the ring of fire and stuff like that. And we go live after they do their research and studies. Give them 3 days to work on it. And we're going to go live together. Damn, I just closed that. I didn't need to close that one. And then we're going to do some giveaways for money, whatever money gets accumulated. And I still kind of probably have to figure that out. I don't know how this is going to work. This will be my first time dealing with YouTube and the finances. So hopefully I can get some guidance on that. It's Jamaica. Wait, y'all, my bad. I'm not trying to shaky, wakey y'all. You're so cute. Thank you. I try to be more than cute. I try to be intelligent as possible. Definitely. Shit, I closed the wrong one. Because that one was that one. Now I gotta go watch my own video. It's okay. It's not like I don't watch videos. Okay, I close enough. I don't want to get confused right now trying to multitask. at this present time. And we're going to go to astrological placements, and we're going to look at these cards. We're going to see what the energy is working on. We already pulled on what we need to focus on, healing the inner child, and we're just going to read the alignments as well. Thank you for liking the video. Thank you for sharing, subscribing. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys. I appreciate y'all. 9942. Thank you. What's up, gang? What's up, 3742? What's up? How y'all doing? Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for sharing, and subscribing. But like I said, we are going to see what the astrological alignments are going to be and what transit are we going into right now, because we're going through the new moon right now. The moon is filling at this time. Hello, and I believe the transits are going to change today and tomorrow, possibly. They're different transits. I almost poked myself in the eyeball. Oh, you're a kid? Okay, awesome. This is not kiddos. This is not for kiddos. Which is forewarning. It says that. What is the astrological placements at this time? Please and thank you. Is it on silent or is it not reading? Oh, it's not. Oh God. Thank you guys for shares, and subscribes. Hello. But this is definitely for healing the inner child. You on your mom's account? Well, you know what you're supposed to do. You know what you're not supposed to do. All I can say is always seek education over impulses. You know, the impulse to do negative things. Seek education instead of doing impulsive. Hitting, scratching, biting, yelling, cussing, things like that. Good video. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my little auto buddy. My little assisty on so. It says, maybe not. As late as November 2025, the sun is in Scorpio. Deep, dark, occult, magic, and what else? Deep emotions. The moon is in Libra. Justice. Okay. Mercury is in retrograde in Sagittarius. Okay, now it's in retrograde in Sagittarius. Venus is in Scorpio also. So not only is the sun is in Scorpio and Venus in Scorpio. Interesting. Love is in Scorpio and Mars is in Sagittarius. That is also in retrograde. Mars. I said Mars. What the fuck? Mars is Saturn and Mercury is in retrograde in Saturn. I said Saturn. So maybe Sagittarius need to break patterns. I wouldn't doubt that. They are some plotting, manipulative, vindictive little suckers. They hold grudges as well, and they plot and they plan strategically. Some of them, they're very forgiving, but some of them, they can be very scorpionic, right? I'm on my car going back from Pennsylvania. You're on the car? Why are you on the car? You're supposed to be in the car. Um, Thank you guys for like, share, subscribing. Okay, so make the words bigger. There you go. Other key placements include Jupiter in retrograde in Cancer. Ooh, this is the home. The mother. The mother, the foundation. All of a sudden, my throat there. Excuse me. La 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 la. Ooh. You're in the car, good. I'm glad you're not on the car. I would be kind of upset and want to call the police and wouldn't know where the hell you are. It's okay. I'm glad you are safe. Okay, let's try this again. Lord have mercy. Okay. Other key placements include Jupiter in Cancer. Wait, Jupiter retrograde in Cancer. Jupiter represents expansion and prosperity, wealth and abundance. So, reviewing the wealth and abundance in the home. Saturn is in retrograde in Pisces. Ooh, breaking patterns. Yeah. So that may be a top value placement to try to understand at this time. Saturn being in retrograde in Pisces. We're gonna We're gonna dive deeper into that. Dive and dive. Dibble and dabble. I'm trying to say two words at one time. In Pisces, Uranus is in a retrograde in Taurus. Whoa. Okay, that's like stroke of genius. That is good luck. Taurus represents, like beauty, stuff like that. Like eating food and stuff like that. Oh, what is smart to eat right now? Hopefully, you've been eating smart because your body's going to do you real good if you have, like mine. And Neptune in retrograde. I don't know what the heck. My body, like, my emotions are just tied to my body, and I could really say when I'm not able to feel like me and being in my loving and nurturing energy fully and completely and where I'm happiest at, I struggle. I really struggle. I really struggle. And I can say that emotional weight on me, it really does show emotionally. Um, and it doesn't matter what I eat. Um, because I was like, I lost what? Okay. I see where this is going. But that also has to do with all the other things that I've been combating and fighting against as well. So, being in tune with your emotions and being able to balance those out and fight the elements that are trying to fight you with no emotions is very important. Okay? Just give y'all a little tidbit about what's going on with me and what I recognize just within me. So, if you can see the difference within you as well. It may be, some clues, some hints of how you can do some emotional regulation as well. And Neptune retrograde in Pisces. Oh, so it's like self-reflection completely of Pisces. That makes sense. And Uranus stroke of genius. Yeah, because, Pisces really is like not only watery, but they are emotional intelligence, right? With that sun in Scorpio as well, that being the sun is in water as well, and reflected upon Venus in love. That's like double. It's a very emotional time right now. Very emotional time. So if people are like crying or very, yeah, so I was like, take the deep breaths. She might need to take the deep breaths. Very high strung, not just so much high strung, but just very sensitive emotionally. You know what I mean? Anger is never the first impulse of emotion. It's more like the last emotion before, what I'm saying, it gets to anger. So just do emotional regulation and reflect on that anger. What is the trigger? Hi, do you remember me? Hi, me at 8:31. Yes, I do remember you. This is really cool video. Thank you so much for the compliment. 9942. I'm saying the numbers because I don't want to mispronounce anybody's name. Hello, hello, everyone. I see you guys. Pluto in Aquarius. Ooh, death and rebirth. And we have death and rebirth in Aquarius. And what I'm looking at right here, oh my God. It's a whole lot going on then, there, and now. Part 3. This is what this video is right here. Yeah, that Pluto in Aquarius is definitely popping. I can see that right now. I see the Queen of Swords with the 5 of Wands and the 7 of Wands and the 10 of Swords and the Death and the Rebirth, the Phoenix. Yeah. Because and then Ray J just went to jail. I just talked about that in my last video. If his mama and his sister didn't bail him out, they stay out of that shit. Like Capricorns, they take it to a whole nother fucking level of control. Bare minimum. And ascendant is in Capricorn. Control. Yeah. Capricorn represents the devil energy, the contracts, devil energy, control, earthly things, grounding. They need to do, honestly. Me and Capricorns don't have the best relationship at all. I'll be trying to hold on, hold strong to. If I see one that has a percent, I don't want to say nothing because I ain't gonna jinx it. But it's like, you show me who you are, I believe you. So okay, we're moving on. Major planetary placement: Sun in Scorpio, Moon in Libra, Mercury Sagittarius retrograde, Venus Scorpio, Mars Sagittarius. Ooh. That's a warring energy, passion, warring. Like I said, Sagittarius can be like a Gemini. But I believe Sagittarius, they're a lot more loving and caring for real, for real. Like, they just are. They really do forgive on a whole nother level. They forgiveness is crazy. Um, Jupiter in Cancer in retrograde, Saturn Pisces retrograde, Uranus Taurus retrograde, Neptune Pisces retrograde, Pluto what? Pluto in Aquarius. Hello, hello, hello. You've been in your car. There's no way possible to be in a car for 12 hours straight, but you've been in there for a long time. You've had to have, taken a stop somewhere. That is impossible. I can tell you that right now. I've done travels a young a young person, as a 40-year-old on up, and it is not possible. But I get it. You've been traveling for a long time. It's a lot. It's a lot to go through. Um, Chiron is in retrograde in Aries. Okay, we went over that. And then it says Mercury is Scorpio in retrograde. Mercury is in Scorpio and is in retrograde. Mention station motion. What? Motion stationing direct on the 29th, which is tomorrow. Tomorrow will be November 29th. So yeah, that placement will be direct. It's saying Mercury is direct tomorrow. November 25th. But today, November 28th, 2025, major astrological placement in the typical zodiac are as followed, with several outer planets currently in retrograde motion. It's got motion, y'all. Unless you in like an RV, yeah, you can definitely be in the RV for like 12, 24 hours. I believe that. Not straight, yeah, yeah, understood. 12 hours each week for 2 weeks. Awesome. That is crazy work. But it is what it is. It's the sun in Sagittarius. The sun is at approximately 7 degrees in Sagittarius. The moon in Aquarius is in the sign of Aquarius. Okay. What? Moon in Aquarius. What? It just said the moon was in Libra. Maybe that means tomorrow, or that. Oh, so. Okay, Mercury in Scorpio retrograde. I just read that. Venus in Scorpio. Venus is in Scorpio and it will enter Sagittarius on November 30th. Venus is in Scorpio and it will enter Sagittarius on November 30th. So in 2 days, it'll be in that placement. Mars is Sagittarius, Mars in Sagittarius. Period. Okay. So it's pretty much explaining when these trends exactly are going to happen. We've already went over this. What are some of the interpretations of the Sun conjuncting Venus in Sagittarius? Yes, I would like to hear. I wish I could give this a million likes, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Just whenever you come by the video, just hit the like button. Do what you can. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Just do what you can. Okay, so it's gonna go delve deeper into the explanation of what is going on.
What are some interpretations of the Sun conjunct Venus in Sagittarius? A Sun conjunct Venus in Sagittarius placement brings a blend of core identity, Sun, and values, love, and aesthetics. Venus, into the adventurous, philosophical, and free-spirited realm of Sagittarius. View related links. General interpretations. Individuals with this placement often possess a magnetic, warm, and charming personality that is naturally likable and socially adept. View related links.
That is facts. I like Sagittarius.
Optimistic and there is an inherent optimism and a cheerful disposition. These individuals are usually friendly, enjoy meeting new people, and are open to new experiences and company. Love of freedom. A strong desire for personal freedom and exploration in both life and relationships is key. They are drawn to partners and situations that offer adventure, intellectual stimulation, and opportunities. Idealistic in love. They tend to be idealistic about love and relationships, seeking a soulmate who shares their values and love for adventure. However, they may need to guard against being overly idealistic and then becoming fickle if a partner doesn't live up to their broad expectations. Philosophical and creative. The Sagittarian influence gives a philosophical bent to their creative and artistic talents. They may channel their self-expression into areas like art, writing, music, or performance, often with an interest in higher knowledge or exploring different cultures. They'll be able to later. When the time Diplomatic comes. But impulsive. They often use their social skills to maintain harmony and diffuse tense situations. Diplomatic. But the fiery energy of Sagittarius can also lead to impulsiveness in their social interactions or decisions. View related links. Potential challenges. Undefined. 5 sites. About this result. Sun-Venus conjunction, Indastro. Sun-Venus conjunction. The quick astrology. What does Sun conjunct Venus mean? Sun-Venus in aspect in the birth chart. Show all ask anything. You motherfucker. Hey. This punk ass. Let's skip past the whole section. Oh God. AI mode. All. Images. Videos. That's not what I wanted you to do. Potential challenges. Conflict avoidance. Prioritizing harmony can lead to a tendency to avoid confrontation, potentially sweeping deeper issues under the rug in relationships. Need for approval. Self-worth might become tied to social approval and being liked, requiring a balance between pleasing others and prioritizing their own authentic needs and desires. Definitely. Impulsiveness in relationships. They may enter relationships impulsively and need to be mindful of identifying so heavily with sharing and compromise that they lose balance with their individual identity. Restlessness. A need for constant stimulation and growth might lead to restlessness if a relationship or situation feels too constrained or boring. Overstimulation. View related links. Overstimulation. Overall, this is a placement that points to a personality that seeks joy, beauty, and expansive experiences, particularly valuing intellectual connection and a partner who can be an adventurous companion. View related links. Damn. Share. Positive feedback, negative feedback. What career paths suit Sun conjunct Venus in Sagittarius? How does Mercury retrograde in Scorpio interact with this placement? Tell me more about the potential challenges of this placement. Sun-Venus conjunction, Indastro. Sun-Venus. That's interesting. Thank you for the compliment. Okay, so we're going to go on to the next part, if I'm not mistaken. The interaction between Mercury retrograde in Scorpio and the Sun conjunct Venus in Sagittarius creates a dynamic tension between the desire for broad, optimistic freedom and the need for deep, intense, and sometimes uncomfortable truths. View-related links.
Thanks.
Communication versus core values. The core conflict lies in the difference between how these two sets of placements process and express information. Sun, Venus in Sagittarius. This placement operates with a big picture mentality. The focus is on grand ideas, optimism, truth-seeking through information, and expansive, sometimes blunt, communication. They value honesty and open spaces for expression. Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. I
think this is a perfect alignment for getting to 500 subscribers. You know, things don't happen as we want them to happen. Things happen as they should happen, even though it's not what we want when we want it, because it's just how the alignment works. And it depends on the work that you've done too, right? To also appreciate and have gratitude for what you have to get what you need, right?
Transit, however, is intensely private, probing, and focused on the why behind every action. It dives into the depths, questioning hidden motivations and buried emotions. Communication becomes less about broad philosophical truth and more about identifying specific, underlying secrets or power dynamics. View-related links. Potential interactions. This combination can manifest in several key ways.
You restuck?
Rethinking ideals. The natural optimism. Intense introspection versus outward focus. The Sagittarius placements want to look outward and explore, while Mercury in Scorpio forces a deep, internal review of hidden feelings and buried desires that the Sagittarian energy might prefer to gloss over.
So this is a perfect alignment as well for people that made impulsive choices. Ultimately was the wrong choice, to reflect on why they made that impulsive decision and how to make better decisions moving forward. Ultimately, that's what that is explaining. Exactly.
Rethinking ideals. The natural optimism and idealism of the Sun, Venus in Sagittarius placement are challenged. Mercury retrograde in Scorpio might bring information to light that forces a relationships, belief systems, or people that were previously idealized.
Oh yeah, Sagittarius are going through it, especially for making wrong decisions. Jesus. Is that my freaking eyelash poking my eyeball like that? That shit is not right. Thank you guys for the like, share, subscribes.
Miscommunication in depth. The typically straightforward, tell it like it is, style of the Sagittarian placement clashes with Scorpio's cryptic, read between the lines approach. This can lead to miscommunications where one person thinks they are being honest and open, while the other is looking for a hidden agenda or deeper meaning.
Hidden agenda or deeper meaning. Hey, I'm back. Play.
Revisiting past relationships. Both Venus in Scorpio and Mercury retrograde often bring back people from the past. This interaction can see the love of freedom person, Sagittarius, having to confront an old, emotionally intense connection, Scorpio, that demands depth and commitment, which they might initially resist.
Resist on. Not sister resistance, resist the resistance. More knowledge for me. Yes, awesome.
Brutal honesty with a purpose. The combination can lead to moments of sudden, perhaps brutal, honesty. driven by the Scorpionic need for truth, which aligns with the Sagittarian love of truth, even if the delivery is intense.
Yeah.
View-related links.
Facts.
In summary, Mercury retrograde in Scorpio acts as an intense magnifying glass on the broad, optimistic landscape of the Sun conjunct Venus in Sagittarius, encouraging a dive into emotional truths and hidden patterns that the Sagittarian energy might typically overlook.
Facts. Everybody's going through that shit right now. That's crazy, but it's factual. What are other notable astrological events in November 2025 that influence this period? How is the Sun conjuncting Venus in Sagittarius handle relationship communication during Mercury retrograde in Scorpio? Damn, both those are good questions. I'm gonna go with the second one.
Share. 5 sites. Undefined. 5 sites. About this result. What Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius means for your sign. What Mercury...
How are you gonna go backwards?
Your free zodiac sign. Show all... How might Sun conjunct Venus in Sagittarius handle relationship communication during Mercury retrograde in Scorpio?
I don't like it. Come on, get to the right stuff.
Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. This transit.
Let's see.
Communication versus core values. The core conflict lies in the difference between how these two sets of placements process and express information. Sun, Venus in Sagittarius. This placement operates with a big picture.
Nope. Conflict of styles. Hold up. Wait a minute.
During Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, a person with a Sun conjunct Venus in Sagittarius would likely experience a conflict between their natural communication style and the challenging energy of the retrograde transit. The conflict of styles. The core challenge would be navigating the difference between their typical approach and the retrograde's demands. Natural Sagittarius style usually prefers open, expansive, and sometimes blunt communication. They value the big picture, truth, and may struggle with prolonged emotional intensity or dwelling on the past. Mercury retrograde in Scorpio influence. This transit demands deep, probing conversations about hidden motives, power dynamics, and emotional baggage that the Sagittarian energy might prefer to avoid. View-related links. Potential communication dynamics. Here is how they might handle relationship communication. Initial avoidance. Their immediate instinct might be to use their natural charm, Venus in Sag, to deflect serious, intense conversations, perhaps changing the subject or leaning on optimism to gloss over deeper issues. Forced introspection. The retrograde will likely force their hand. Circumstances may arise that demand they look below the surface, making lighthearted avoidance impossible. They will be pushed to explore uncomfortable truths they usually run from. Seeking the ultimate truth, the Sagittarian love of truth, Sun in Sag, can be leveraged by the Scorpionic energy to dive deep. Instead of seeking philosophical truth, they may be obsessed with finding the ultimate emotional truth of the relationship, leading to intense, revelatory conversations. Exploring the communication styles across each zodiac. Exploring the communications. March. What your Mercury sign reveals about your communications. Star speak. Show all related. Ask anything.
I knew it was going to do that.
Blunt honesty with Scorpionic depth. Communication might become intensely honest, but the typical Sagittarian bluntness gets a Scorpionic edge. Their words may be sharper, more piercing, and aimed directly at the heart of the matter rather than just stating general facts. Revisiting old wounds. They may find themselves revisiting past relationships or deep-seated trust issues they thought were long buried. This provides an opportunity for profound healing but can be emotionally taxing. View related links. In essence, a person with this placement might find themselves grappling with a shift from being an easygoing, optimistic communicator to a temporarily serious, intensely focused, emotional detective, driven by the retrograde's pull to expose all that is hidden. They learn to merge their desire for freedom with the necessary depth to build truly authentic, trust-based connections. Share. Positive feedback, negative feedback. What else might...
Didn't I just hit pause? That's hilarious. Because, yeah, due to their nature and the things that they experience, anybody experience with that type of placement. Sagittarius, they are honest to a fault. Their honesty can still be hidden. I don't know if y'all know what I mean, but they can be very transparent, but very closed off at the same time. It doesn't mean they're going to follow through with that emotion, if that makes sense. It's a catch-22. Beyond a specific sign of Sagittarius, the Sun conjunct Venus, except general blends one's core identity. Sun with the themes of love, beauty, harmony, and relationships. Venus. What the hell? Okay, I was just trying to make sure. I'm like, what? This creates a personality that is often charming, magnetic, and deeply appreciated authenticity. That is true. But I know, like, a lot of the experience that I've had with a Sagittarius with a horrible background, of course, with the pimps and the hoes type of thing again, they can really damage you if they do not heal. Honestly, that shit is wild. The toxicity that we have had to grow up around. Conflict styles. The core challenge would negatively the difference would be navigating the difference between their typical approach. You already read that. Okay, so we already pretty much went over that. Okay, so now we can go through. Damn, why'd I close that? Is it gonna close? It didn't close yet, so it's still there. So, with the first set of tarot cards, right? You think you're a Sagittarius? If you were born, we're about to go into December. Yeah, around now to December. Yeah, mid-December, you'd be a Sagittarius. Ace of Cups, healing the inner child. We need to focus on our cup, filling our cup, filling our emotions. What are our emotions? Like, we just got done talking about this crazy because I pulled these cards before listening to this, and it just aligns up wholly with the cards that are laid out before us right now. Total wish fulfillment, self-care, self-love. I like how they disappear. I love it. 5 of Cups. Not crying over spilt milk, right? Thank you. Not crying over spilt milk because there's 2 more cups back here. So you still have wish fulfillment even though these cups have spilled out. You know what I mean? You still have emotions. You still have that divine feminine and that divine masculine energy. The 5 of Cups. Thank you so much. All right, you be great. Which came out with the Tower. This can also cause the Tower knowing and realizing how much lack of self-love that you did not give yourself, you did not give to others because you didn't give it to yourself and you didn't know how to. For the simple base of, excuse me, y'all, for the simple fact of a lot of us weren't really taught how to love. You know, the ones that were lucky enough to grow up in a spiritual family that really taught them how to love, how to express, and they didn't suppress them, and they let them, and they were allowed it to express those emotions, freely, to a fault, in the right way, and also connect those with their gifts. They didn't have as hard of a time with dealing with their emotions, giving their own self-fulfillment, that a lot of other of us, we had to pretty much figure it out and become aware of, hey, we do have gifts and they're tied to our emotions, and they also protect us, they also heal us, they also guide us. They have a lot of things that are tied to our human emotions, right? It can be a tower, but it also can be a tower as to you cutting people off that also suppress you and don't allow you to express those feelings, or the people that were around you that made you, feel had to fit in to be a part of something. Okay, cool. Stay right there then. You'll be all right. Okay. And the Queen of Cups, which also came out with the Queen of Cups. This divine feminine energy. Or, what I'm saying, you can also put it as a little, no, I wouldn't say little cup, simply because I'm about to go to sleep after this. This Queen of Cups, this divine feminine energy, it wants to mature past, you know, when it gets to this level. It's already past the page, it's already past the night. It's now looking at its cup like, I love this cup. Like, how am I going to continue to nurture and love on myself? How, look at her face and how she's looking at the cup. Like, how am I going to continue to nurture and fulfill myself? I can still become greater. I can still become better. It's going to go for masculine and feminine energies as well. I'm having to move these around, y'all, because I pulled them first instead of pulling as we were talking. With the world card, a whole new world. How can I create a whole new world and build off of new emotions that I need to explore? I now want to encounter and feel and grow and heal. And also at the same time, remain steady, telling my truth and give the message of birds. I've seen birds today. They flew in the store that I was in today. I was like, oh, wow, interesting. Thank you for everything. You taught me so much. Yeah, no problem. That's what this channel is for, healing the inner child. You know, how can I do this? Oh yeah, look, with the transformation, how can I transform and go into my higher self, still keep my truth and give the message? Birds usually represent messages. Standing on my truth and still healing from my past. That's something hard to do, you know? Especially when the world says, oh, once you washed, you washed. No, it's like if a person is really truly putting in the work and the healing and, putting forth the effort and the action to change, then they can. It's just like forgiveness, like I say, you don't need to really go to somebody and be like, will you forgive me? And that's forgiveness. No, you have to really like do the work within yourself. Sometimes you can't go to the person because it may be a dangerous situation. So don't put yourself in danger. Sometimes, a lot of times, I mean, really, that just needs to be it. I'll just put it like that. We really truly need to stop asking people for forgiveness and just forgiving ourselves for being in that situation and growing, not being, putting ourselves in that situation again and putting up healthy boundaries and saying no, what I'm saying, and making sure we keep ourselves in, healthy ways and situations of boundaries and what we can in order not to get in those unsafe situations anymore, right? No problem. So the cards that were next are these. I wrote these. I'm trying to keep them in order and not mix them. So I'm going to use Five of Swords under the Ace of Cups. What came out for the Ace of Cups? The Ace of Cups. Five of Swords. People trying to get away with deception, because ultimately people will take advantage of you with deception as long as they can. Thank God, when you finally raise your vibration and start changing your circle, you finally will have people, sprinkled here and there that won't have deceptional ways and trying to get away with deception, trying to deceive you, and trick you out your spot for you to, fail ultimately, for you to have something bad happen to you, around you, for you, by you, or whatever, try to set you up. Hopefully, this is what wish fulfillment, self wish fulfillment, self love, self care ultimately brings, and bringing up those safe and healthy boundaries and standing up in your truth, no matter who likes it and who doesn't, honestly, and doing that with taste and grace. The more that we learn, when we learn better, we do better, right? And that's ultimately what we want to do. Being the example of Five Cups, like I said, offer. You have two other cups, and then you have the offer from God. Your higher self. Your higher self is always calling to you. That's that hand from the clouds holding it up. That's your higher self. Your higher self is always wanting to reach out to you in a space where you're able to, when you get there, when you open up space for yourself to do so. All of these, that came out for that. Okay, so I can put that back so I won't be confused. I remember where that goes. And for the Tower, the, you know, the people that will be exposed when you start stepping into your truth, when you start stepping out of your own delusion, your own ways, and fighting toxicity, fighting addictions, whatever addictions that you may have that may be holding you back, suppressing your feelings, because suppression is depression. You don't want to do that because, ultimately, like I said, all of those emotions could lead up to anger, and you don't want to get to that. So, shining the light and letting your light shine is the most authentic thing that you can do for yourself and anyone else, because that will help them guide themselves. You don't have to guide them, but they'll take the initiative to be able to guide themselves forward out of whatever misconception they may have had in learning to do things in a better way, being open and receptive to change, ultimately for yourself. The moon, these emotions, the moon is in Scorpio. Deep reflection, deep honesty and truth with yourself, with others. Um, Not moving in deceptive energy, moving in diving deep into your emotions, being really open, honest, and authentic with yourself, despite what other things do, with what other people do. Um, how are you letting your emotions run you? How are you letting other people perceive your emotions to be, your persona? Are you making a persona because you're being watched? Are you making a persona because you want them to see you in a certain way? Are you being able to be you authentically in your emotions? Don't let people control your emotions. Your energy and emotion ultimately will run your reality, right? So make sure not only to stay hydrated and drink plenty of water, please do, but also keep your emotions in check. What you eat, what you watch, what you listen to, what you hear, it all matters emotionally because you're going to reflect that in your reality. There's things that must change in order for you to see and be able to decode a lot of what's going on as well. And the more clarity and clearance that you have with these things, the better off you will be. Okay, I was gonna say, what in the world? So, for the world, I was gonna say for the new world. Ultimately, once you go through all of that, definitely, and we're always going through death and rebirth and transformation. We hope to be, because the old world is staying with the old world. The new world is moving forward. Honestly, openly, and honestly, yes. Celebration of yourself. Seven of Wands. Not only once, but twice. This came out for the world, and it also came out for the Queen of Swords. Standing on your truth. No, I won't be sad. You'll be okay. I'll be okay. Celebration of yourself. All right. You gotta celebrate yourself, right? Don't look forward to others celebrating you. Don't look forward to that. You need to always celebrate yourself. Looking up to others and to others leads in disappointment. Ultimately, we are our biggest fan, literally. Literally, you are your biggest fan. And that's the way it really should be, authentically and originally, is that self-love for you needs to be from you. That's why the Ace of Cups is this self-love, this self-sufficiency, this self-admiration, the celebration of you emotionally. Nobody has to be there. Your own passion, your compassion, your warring for yourself, the defending of yourself is for you. We look up towards others. Look, all three of Pentacles, working with yourself. When you don't look up to others, other people, like, y'all don't understand. Let me tell y'all, I face this all the time. You don't need my permission, honey. No, I won't end the stream until I'm done here. Yeah. So I face this all the time, y'all. People feel like I'm small and they're bigger than me, right? Or they're smart and I'm dumber than them. They're right and I'm wronger than them. Okay? That's fine. I'm cool with that. Like, whatever it is, right? I don't think that I'm better, bigger, smarter in every fucking thing. I couldn't possibly be. There's such thing as stupid. We all have space and a place to learn, and or spaces and places to be patient as well. So the things that we ultimately all face when you step into your power and you don't really look up to other people is that other people get pissed off. It's like, why is she so confident? This, why is she so that? Instead of really asking the questions, like the right question, the Albert Einsteins of their own university, they won't ever think to ask you the question of why. But they'll do any and everything to try to tear you down to make you feel lesser than. And I get this all the time, and I just realize that is very sad. Little, I just heard something off of a movie. Oh, sad little man or something like that. You're just a sad little man, aren't you? All right, you be great as well. All right, see you later. Well, if you subscribe, hit the notification bell, you can know when I go live again. I'll probably go live tomorrow. More than likely, if not tomorrow, the day after that. But this is going to be last live for today. Yeah, so hit that notification bell, hype the channel up, hit the like button. You always be tuned in, okay? So other people get quite intimidated, and I find it funny. It's the people that they call themselves smarter than me, better than me. They can have like the most fanciest of cars, Mercedes, Benz, whatever it may be, a Maybach. I don't give a damn what the fuck it is. You know what I mean? They can have the most fanciest job. But when you have humility and you have experience and you also have balance and you have self-love, that's it's a lot of things that logic really doesn't teach, right? Logic teach you can't learn from anybody that's not on your level. And apparently, what's on your level is the same people that you're in the same classroom with, or somebody that's in a different classroom at whatever pay you're at, right? That's what society teaches. All right, be great. And it leaves them in a sense of lack because they always end up looking back at really who loved them for who they were and wanted them to be greater, especially on an emotional standpoint. And that's all of what I am is a reflection of what they really truly aspire to be. So authentically, I'm just irritating their demons that they never faced. The demons that they never grew. The demons that are still eating at them because they didn't have the potential to look for that inside themselves. And ultimately, you look at Donald Trump, that's what we're fighting. And it's a hard, harsh reality when they have to sit back and they're being called out. Hey, look at this. These actions are causing more harm than they're causing good. Why are these actions being taken? Some self reflection, some self accountability happen right here. And this happens. That's why they say it's lonely at the top. It's only lonely if you don't know yourself. But if you have peace within you, then who can be an enemy outside of you? And I believe like the whole world loves the way you make that sound. Like the whole world is starting to ripple effect into, well, damn, what is really love? Damn, what are we really criticizing? What, why are we lacking? And we shouldn't be lacking because apparently this whole world is so big that we have portions of the sea that we haven't even explored. We have portions of land that we haven't explored. You know, thank God for that because ultimately they're destroying what they have explored. There's a lot to explore and a lot to reflect on that ultimately people can grow from. There are still programs still trying to fight and combat the trees that are being destroyed for our freaking oxygen. Like, shit is crazy. We used to have so much oxygen to where we were different hues and colors. So it's like, like this is what's crazy. We're gonna go into a whole. We've already been into that, but like literally, if I was the color green right now, how would that make you feel? Like, what would your color be? And because you were a different color than me, why would you be mad? If that's your color, change your reality. So ultimately, it's what I deal with on a regular basis. And I'm just so glad when I get to be around like-minded beings that remind me of who the fuck I am and get to let me be who the fuck I am. The the anxiety and the frustration and all of that goes away with a simple change of environment and maturity, patience, and what the world lacks. When you find peace, you find a good thing. So, self-reflection, right? Self-admiration. Standing on your truth causes this conflict. Conflict. It is a con because they should not be making you feel conflicted for being you and loving who the fuck you are. Just saying. Just a thing. It's the truth. I just pretty much explained that. The conflict of defending yourself, loving yourself, and putting that love all up on you. And in you. What you eat, what you drink, and not overindulging. Just overindulging brings too much. Hermit. This is the message. The Hermitess page. The message. Eight of Wands. This is hating from outside the club. You can't even get in. What's T says? Thank you. Five of Swords. Ooh. Five of Swords. About to do some jump roping. I didn't even notice that I had stopped doing squats. I usually do regular squats. Yeah. It's been at least a year, damn near 2 years now. I have not been doing squats on a regular, and I usually do those like every other day, if not every day. Lost my mind. We got to continue to jump rope. We got to continue to do cartwheels. We got to continue to do things that we did when we were little. We cannot stop that shit. We cannot stop being childlike, but we could definitely stop being childish. Five of Swords. This is deception. Wait. Oh no, this is being called a Five of Swords, confirming the Five of Swords. Damn. Right, for the Ace of Cups. Not getting away with deception. They can't even get in. They can't even get in with the deception. That is the message. As long as we do hermit mode and what we need to do, self-reflection, they can hate outside the club. That's okay. They can't even get in. Oh shit, I was about to jump to the next card, which is justice, justifiably. You deserve balance. Black on Lilith and Libra. Libra is in the moon, emotional balance. Yeah. I was going to read it again, but I said it right. Look at yourself. Just so. My name is pretty. That heart and this, that feather. The heart and that feather is balance. Next, justice. 5 cups, 4 cups. Being called it. I'm sorry. What goes on? I need all my baby shit. 5 of cups, 4 of cups. What is your emotional offer to yourself? Stop looking for it from outside sources. Justifiably, just give it to yourself. Like, I hope that people realize that they're voting, like you're looking for outside of yourself. Also, you're not giving that to yourself justifiably. And why should we have to look to outside sources when we didn't have to do that before? Tribal was primal. Confirmation. permutation, patience, and maturity. They came from down there. Him downstairs. Him downstairs. From patience and maturity. Justice. Justifiably. Bring yourself justice by maturing. That doesn't mean that you're too grown to do the childlike things. Play, let your inner child play. Do the hula hoop. You know what I'm saying? Do the hula hoop. Bounce the basketball. Jump with the jump rope. Punch the punching bag. That's what I want. I need a punching bag. Damn. I got to put that on my list. For real. Okay. So after that, let's go to the Tower and the Sun, which is the Queen of Wands. Now, the Queen of Wands could be Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is so prominent in this reading right now. I felt a little droplet or something. So, Queen of Wands definitely could be a Sagittarius. Ooh. These Sagittarius is getting their divine feminine energy in water. Exhilaration, master, manifester. Or this is you using your fire. Hiya, fire. 2, manifesto. After healing the emotions, going through the water, swimming, coming out the deep water, dealing with that fire. 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 Yeah. Getting deep into your manifestation and bringing things to life. Back to life, back to reality, back to life, back to reality. Hey, okay, let's see. What? I didn't pick up this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 because of walking away. Walking away from conflict, walking away from emotional disturbances, choosing your peace, putting the foot down. Oh no, this one. Chariot. Oh yeah, look, moving forward. Okay, I get it. I said it right now. Okay, cool. The Chariot, moving forward towards peaceful, self-fulfillment. You gonna be okay. Breaking generational curses. Let me tell y'all, my generational curse is not dependent on a man. And that's a lot of our generational curse, right? Which brings up the male genocide. Actually, the feminine genocide. Africa is right now going through something. So if you see them having like a purple like background on their picture, they're fighting the genocide of women right now. There's a lot of unalivement, and that is also going on in America too, and I believe all over, honestly, the world at this time is a lot of feminine genocide, and it's absolutely crazy. It's been going on for quite some time, but it has enhanced at this time, and I'm pretty sure it adds to the pressures of the changes that is going on, and it's definitely unfortunate, and hopefully You guys are in the right energy and in the right senses on that, and you get to a safe place. By any means necessary. Sometimes you got to cut off everybody just to get safe for you. And because, you can't just trust everybody, even though you've done it for all your life. Trust me. Conjunction, becoming whole again. Exactly. Moving forward to becoming whole again. It can suck being in your masculine energy, but it's worth your safety, it's worth your peace, it's worth your balance, it's worth loving yourself in such ways and knowing that you're going to protect yourself by any means necessary. It was just 1:21:12 on the clock. Mirroring numbers. Oh, what I was going to say, 404, angel number 606, angel number, and 707, angel number. New world, infinite, new world, infinite balance, and infinite higher selves. So it's a lot of people moving into their higher selves, being ushered into higher self, more protection as well, you know, more guidance, more healing, infinite abundance, and prosperity as well, especially if you've been doing the work. So, 10 of Cups. Let's get to the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups, y'all. The 10 of Cups. Total self-fulfillment. Look, especially if you've been doing the work. Total self-fulfillment. The 10 of Cups is everything. The house, the car, the kids, the dog, the family, the everything. You can do it. It's scary. Trust me, I was scared. I was like, how the am I gonna do all this shit? The fuck you mean? Look, my story is crazy enough in itself. I swear to God, it ain't even funny. No, the nodes of the moon. Receive, clear, and align. Release, clear, and align. Nodes of the moon. Yeah. The 10 of Cups. You can do it by yourself. You release, you clear, and you align yourself and stay that way until God saves it in lives. From the Ace from the Ace, from the Queen of Swords, the Five of Wands is the Seven of Wands, defending of yourself. From these people in conflict, they only fighting with themselves amongst each other and themselves, and they let them they fucking up. Let them. 10 of Swords. Let them have their milk while you defend yourself from their 10 of Swords. Let them go through their own death and rebirth because you got your own death and rebirth to worry about. It's all it is. Death and rebirth. That infinite energy. That 404. So make sure you guys look up those angel numbers and it's death and rebirth. All throughout our life, we're going to be going through the dark night of the soul. Understand that. That is the way of life and how it's supposed to be. And unfortunately, sometimes, it's not really unfortunate when you get past the hard part and you come to a realization that the peace is your power. And that's where it lies in. You will align yourself with stronger people, persons, and things. Okay? So you be great. Love yourself. Be the example of don't give up. That's too damn easy. Just saying. Don't make it easy. Make it hard. Expose them devils. and we will defense. Oh fuck. What? I can see green, yo. Is my aura fucking green for real right now? Interesting. What the fuck? Okay, so love you guys. Love you soon. Be great. My computer jumped and died. Watching your parents while they're sleeping. Please don't fucking do that. It's fucking horrible. Oh my god, I'm on 6%. My phone is right now. Jesus Christ. The fuck these people did to my goddamn schedule. So, I love you guys. Love yourself. Give yourself words of affirmation. Take those deep breaths. Do the grounding work. Love the grounding work because it works. Hug the fucking tree. The tree loves you. Trust me, the tree loves you more than you can trust any human. It's kind of sad, but it's fucking true. I trust these trees more than I trust you. So you can trust the trees with love. You feel me? You just gotta make sure you be aware of bugs, raccoons, whatever other animals. Be careful of those. The ants, whatever. Diggity bugs, watch out. But the tree will give you some loving, healing energy and it will take your negative energy in return. Understand that the trees are very ancient and they've been here and they're here for a reason. They just don't want you to know that secret. We have all kind of sorts of self-empowerment that other things in this life wants to give us self-empowerment. We just have not. Psychic itch, confirmation. They just do not want us to reach out and touch somebody. It is the tree. Never give up. I love yourself. I love you. Say to